Hello! Today we'll be learning about the respiratory system and how it varies from aquatic animals, mammals, birds, and insects. Why do we have a respiratory system? Basically, our body needs to obtain oxygen from the environment and release carbon dioxide as well. It's important that our body exchanges gases so that it can support ATP production and cellular respiration.
Should I just wait till it gets to the worm?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about a worm. A worm uses diffusion through its skin in order to obtain oxygen. Because they are a simple creature, they don't have lungs, therefore they need a different form of gas exchange.
Okay, that makes so much sense, because diffusion takes substances from a high to a low concentration. Therefore, oxygen is taken in when a worm needs to breathe.
Exactly. Now you see this fish here? This is a walking catfish. Fun fact, a walking catfish can live out of water for days at a time. They have a special chamber in their lungs that help them breathe.
Speaking of breathing, mostly all aquatic animals that live in the water have something called gills. Gills are a fleshy membrane that is suspended into the water to help them breathe.
The thing about aquatic animals is that water doesn't have enough oxygen to help them breathe, so they need to conserve energy by considering how much they need to ventilate their gills. While this happens, a countercurrent exchange happens, and that's when water enters bringing O2, and then the blood will pass through and swipe the oxygen from the water.
Gills are a unique feature to have. To keep any of these aquatic animals from dying, fish will have to keep moving so water can constantly go over their gills to help them breathe. That's why you never see fish stop swimming, because they need the water to go over their gills to help obtain oxygen.
Now insects are a different story. They don't actually have gills. Insects live on land, so they can breathe through something called spiracles. The spiracles are holes that are connected to other tubes called the tracheal system. The tracheal system performs gas exchange for insects because insects don't have gills, lungs, or a circulatory system.
Insects need a large enough surface area in order to succeed in respiratory gas exchange. Some insects, like worms, also breathe through their skin, meaning they need to stay moist in order for the tracheal system to exchange gases correctly and efficiently. The larger the insect, the more energy it needs. Therefore, they will have a higher diffusion rate of oxygen and carbon dioxide through the respiratory system. As respiratory systems evolved, they became more complex and efficient for birds and mammals. Both birds and mammals use lungs in order to take in oxygen. A large difference they have, though, is how mammals have a diaphragm and birds have things called air sacs. Depending on the size of the bird, the amount of air sacs will vary from 7 to 9.
That's right, Alex. You're so smart and cool. Air sacs move air in and out using small muscle contractions and changes in pressure. This is good for birds because they are able to transport more air in each breath than mammals. But a problem with air sacs is that toxins in the air are more harmful this way.
Although, mammals are a different story. Did you know that elephants are the only mammals that can't jump?
But wait, what about a whale? Can a whale jump?
Actually, whales are considered a diving mammal. Diving mammals have lungs compared to a fish and other aquatic specimens. Only 5% of oxygen goes into their lungs, 25% goes into their muscles, and 70% goes into their blood.
So that's just like a whale. A whale will only stay underwater for about 2 hours, and then when they come up to the surface, they actually blow air out of their blowhole. The water you see spraying from it is actually water that is covering the blowhole. The water needs to be blown away so that the passage isn't blocked and the air can be consumed, not water.
Well, this sure was a whale of a presentation. I hoped you liked it. We sure did. Adios!
No.